Why is probate so expensive? The simple answer is, well, there's a lot of costs and expenses that go into a probate. First of all, there are filing fees, and depending on your jurisdiction, it can be several $100s just to file a probate down at the courthouse. The next thing is, of course, attorney fees. We don't work for free, and depending on your jurisdiction, the attorney fees are probably going to make up the bulk of the probate costs. Just like I answered in the question regarding what it costs to probate, the attorney fees, costs, and everything can be from $3,200 to about $7,500, depending on your jurisdiction. It could be a lot more where you live. It just depends on your jurisdiction. The next cost is publication fees. One thing that people don't realize when you do a probate is there has to be a lot of publication of notices. In a probate, every time there is a hearing, the judge will issue an order for notice of that hearing. That notice of hearing has to be published in the newspaper, usually 10 days prior to the hearing. Now, in a probate, there might be 3 or 4 different publications, and depending on the newspaper and how many words are in that publication, it can cost you anywhere from $90 to about $180, $190 for each individual notice. The next thing that people don't realize is during a probate, the next thing is postage. Usually, especially if there is real estate, during a probate, just like we had to publish those notices, we usually always send notices to beneficiaries and other interested parties by certified US mail. And that is not cheap. Every single one of those notices can cost between $7 and $9 depending on where we're sending it to and how much paper we are sending to them. So there's a lot of expenses that can go into a probate. That doesn't even take into account realtor fees, title company fees, auctioneer fees if we have to auction things off. Appraisal fees is another big one that a lot of people don't realize. If there's real estate involved, then we usually have to get an appraiser involved in the case. If there's personal items or artwork or cars that have some sort of value, we will usually always have to get those appraised as well. And I can tell you that that is not an inexpensive cost. So there's a lot of expenses that go into probating an estate, and that's why it usually costs so expensive. Like I said in the last one, about $3,200 to about $7,500 from start to finish. The simpler way, and maybe the less expensive way, is to get a revocable living trust centered estate plan set up so that your family avoids the probate process completely. I know I've thrown a lot at you today, so that's why we've prepared our free guide on estate planning. I'll put a link to it in the description below and in the comment section below that so that you can download it and get started in the right direction. And to help you out even more, watch this video up here and this video up here. If you enjoyed this video, then guys, please smash that subscribe button and click on the like button. And also click on that little bell so you'll get notified every time we post a new video. Have a great day and an awesome week. And as always, thanks for watching.